to myself, this man is going through a very hard time. When you're beginning to walk on eggshells, it's been, and this is not to say that, it's time enough, but it's been 9 months. I counted, right? It happened in August. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's been 9 months now that they lost that baby. And in that 9 months, he's not. Good evening. Who's speaking?
This is Esther from Sulu.
Thank you for calling, Esther. Go ahead, your thought.
Okay. This issue is that, number one, the man said, I don't think maybe the marriage will work.
At this point, he says, I don't think.
At this point.
Yeah.
Well, he is the one that knows what is going through inside the marriage. We are not there with him, you understand? But I feel, number one, in this kind of situations, my own little knowledge, I feel they need prayers. You understand?
Yes.
They need prayers.
Okay.
No, the only thing, the thing that can, that can change the situation is just God. It's only God that can do it. If they are not prayerful, they should start from now. Because as I'm even talking, I don't know, maybe the wife and the husband, maybe they are even close. Maybe they talk to each other the way they're supposed to.
Maybe they did, but the loss of the child has changed everything.
Well, it's not easy to lose a child. It's not. It's not something that we prayed for. Even miscarriage alone, it's not what anybody could pray for. But what I just want to tell them is they should just be prayerful. They can't seek any man of God that I don't know. I don't even know what to say. You just be prayerful. Is this not the time for you to leave the marriage?
Okay.
But if you feel that maybe the marriage is not working, like marriage is not the other affair. If you know that you cannot stay anymore, fine. It's your own decision to make. Nobody can make that decision for you. But I just want you to be patient. Something you can pray about, something you can talk to people, talk to the family. No, God will just take control. Prayer
Amen.
is the best.
Amen.
That is my own.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I agree with you. We need to pray. I also agree that we need to do something. You talked about the closeness of the family. And I hear you, when things like this happen sometimes, the way a man handles loss is different from the way a woman handles loss. That's the truth. And then there's also the individual differences. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Good evening. Who's speaking?
My name is Kausa.
Okay, I cannot make out your words. Your name is?
The family should be prayerful.
Okay. Oh, wow. I think you said the family should be prayerful. Okay, I hear you. We're also looking, yes, I am all about prayer. I'm all for prayer. But all the practical steps that we can use. From the looks of things, for the man to be, mentioning this out loud, I want to imagine that he has tried other things. I want to imagine that he has tried many other things. And I was saying before I took that call, sometimes it is tough to... there's the loss that they're facing as a husband and wife, as a couple. There's also the question of him, how has he gone through, has he been able to grieve? Because he seems like he's walking on eggshells in his own house with the only person that they should actually be grieving together. He said, right now, I can't do anything or say anything, right. So that means I've been trying to connect with her, to be by her. That's how it interprets for me, at least. It's like there's nothing I can do right. I can't seem to do anything right, no matter how hard I try. So that means he's making an effort to try and get her to see it's not her fault. I'm curious as well. If you are listening and you're a woman and you've had miscarriage at any point in time, I would really love for you to share with us, why would someone blame themselves, whether it is miscarriage or the loss of a child that was birthed? Why do you think she's blaming herself? Why do you think she's blaming herself? And he said he was angry with himself because he didn't feel like he was there, he was present enough. So that man is grieving as well. Unfortunately, I feel like he cannot grieve as he wants to because his wife is grieving, but she's not agreeing to grieve with him. I know it's a sensitive thing, but I also wonder about how long is enough time to suggest for them to try again? Because he said, she doesn't want to hear anything about trying again. And I'm thinking, somebody said they should give themselves 2 years before they try again. 2 years is a good while. It's a long time. We're talking about 9 months so far of the loss of this child. I'm curious also as to as a man, if you're listening right now and you by any chance, your wife has had a miscarriage, I would love for men to share how they feel or how you would feel, if that happened to you. Because again, it is very obvious when it comes to a woman, the kind of pain and hurt and all, but we don't get to sample, as it were, men's pain and a man's loss and a man's grieving. Okay. And I don't think that this man wants to leave this marriage. I think he wants to make it work, but he has tried many ways and the many ways haven't quite gelled, haven't quite clicked. So at this point, coming to the house, the thing where we're trying to make sure that this man feels safe to come home. Feels like I can come home and I can sit with her and we can cry together if we need to. And we can, I have a friend who said something to me that really broke me for him. And I remember saying a few words to him and praying with him, but they were never good enough words as far as he was concerned. He said they lost a child and they had another child. But he said to me, Chioma, there's no losing a child, you can never get that child back. He used the story of Job, interestingly. He said, look at the story of Job. He had his daughters and his sons, and he was doing well. And then, if you've read the Bible, you will know the story of Job. And he said, at the end of the day, God blessed him again after all he went through and blessed him with more children and all of that. And he said, do you know the children's names? The children that died. He said, if you don't know the names of the children that died, then don't say anything to me. Because whether God blessed them with another child or with children, it doesn't take away the fact that the other child that I've bonded with, I've encountered, has gone. And I felt really bad for him. I remember, like I said, I just, spoke to him as best as I could and I prayed with him. Someone says, very classic. Okay. All right. I'm not going to read that because I don't think it pertains to the show. But if you want to call us at 0705 6900 927. That is 0705 6900 927. How does this man handle the grief? How does this man handle, and how do you get to be patient, a little more patient? Because right now, I think we can all agree that we don't want them to break up. I have gotten a personal message on my phone. I can't read the exact thing because there's some words that I cannot mention, but basically my friend is saying, Chioma, sometimes people need to walk away from each other so that they can heal. Do you agree with that? That people need to walk away from each other so that they can heal? Is that, someone says that that's like running away from the problem. Is that really running away from the problem? Do you think that perhaps, even if they're not going to, separate, do you think they both need time away from each other so they can heal individually? And if that's the case, Don't you? I fear that if that happens, they might never be able to find a common ground on the loss. What do you think? It's 0705 6900927. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Chioma, I called back. It's May from Ogun State.
Okay, yes. Hi, May.
Okay, now, you look at the, it's just 9 months now.
Just.
Because of it's just 9 months. So walking away is not, it's just 9 months, for goodness sake. Had it been listening and taking maybe, okay, like years, I'll say, okay. Now, not walking away. They can be separated. Maybe she should go to her, maybe her own family house.
You think so?
I said about having good people around you. Do you understand? Now she's alone in that house with that man, blaming herself for all that has happened. And everything the man does, she feels the man is blaming her for the child's death. Do you get? And we don't know, okay, the man now is saying that he has been trying, we don't know what's happening there. We don't know, maybe if he says anything, okay, she will now feel, okay, you are blaming me for the child's death. So let her, maybe she can, maybe go away somewhere. For not, he shouldn't leave him. It's just 9 months, for goodness sake. And for him to even be bringing up, let's try again. He knows that she's cold, she's grieving. He himself is grieving. Why are you bringing up the issue of let's try again?
Oh, come on, Dome. He's asking let's try again because maybe bringing another child to the world will take the pain away. And because they really want a child.
He would have said, he said it once. And he got her reaction. He shouldn't bring it up again for now.
It might be bad timing. So how long is enough time for them to now start talking about having another child?
I don't know how long that is right. You understand? But I feel 9 months is still short. Yes, 9 months is still short. And I know he's a man. He wants I believe this man is somebody that wants a child.
They both want a child. That's why they were trying the first 3 years.
If she really wants Chioma BBB, if she's really eager, maybe she's not thinking of the pains and all the whole wahala. Somebody said something about postpartum depression. That maybe she's going through postpartum depression. If really I'm telling you, now woman Abio, but she'll be the one telling you, okay, let's try again. She will be forcing it on the man, let's try again.
She's not in the headspace.
You get. See, if they want to be separated, let them just maybe let her go off for a while. Have good people around her. It might not even really. It might not even be a therapy. You said something will have to, maybe push her.
Yeah, somebody has to come to a realization they need help.
Yes, I've seen somebody that if you say the person will never answer you. The person will not answer you. We are talking about that therapist thing. She will not even answer you. But to God be the glory. Something happened and she had to go for it. And after a while, everything was fine. Okay, so maybe let her have good people around her. People that will come talk to her, her friends, her family. Push her, push her. When I have friends that are very, very good friends. She will say, babe, come. She will come, drag me, my mother-in-law, why are you sitting alone? She will drag me out.
Might I ask, May, did you ever have a miscarriage?
Not miscarriage. I don't want to start saying
I understand.
Not miscarriage, but
okay,
just as something else.
Okay.
You get anything can lead one into depression.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, any issue can lead one into
depression. True.
You get so, and I believe that is what she's going through now. Even the man himself, he does not know it, but he too is depressed.
Oh, that's the thing. I feel like the man is not getting a chance to actually grieve because he's careful.
He is looking at, okay, let's have another child so that, and he feels that having another child is the solution right now.
Well,
Chioma, do you know the funniest part? That woman might even get pregnant, have that baby, and even thinking, that postpartum depression will still step in and everything will still not be fine. So people have been saying, let them heal first. But the problem now is how long?
How exactly?
That is the problem.
Because even I question the postpartum depression because the child was born, the child was fine all the way to August last year.
Okay.
So...
How long? I think they need all the help
They can get.
spiritual, physical, medically, and they need all the help they can get. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, May. Thank you. If you're listening to us and you have been down this road, I think that she could really do with your counsel, your experience. You don't need to give us your real name. You can give us a pseudo name, but let's help this person. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Osa Samoregi. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Okay. Thank you for calling, sir. Go ahead, please.
Though I just came in and I had a conversation, not fully understood, but
Do you want me to tell you what the story is quickly?
don't bother, but I think I got part of it.
Okay.
Let me just share my own part of the story.
Okay.
Many years ago, I got married and we had a baby girl. After several attempts to have the second
Sorry,
one.
sir. Please can you turn down the volume of your radio a little so that the echo can be gone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Better. Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
So after so many years, I waited over 5 years. She was always having miscarriages up to 6-7 times. So thank God at a point she took him. And I was very happy. We were Christians. We live in a rented apartment here in Port Harcourt. So at the 9th month, she was always going for her antenatal. The very day she put to birth, I was with her in the hospital. And the doctor called me and I should come in. I went there and the doctor he said that the baby is dead inside the womb.
Oh no.
I said, God. I said, but we are coming for a checkup. They said, well, that is what we just done now. So we have to do separation. So we have to start waiting again. But the point is that, yes, I was depressed. My wife was depressed. But because of the love we have for each other, and we prayed that God should comfort our heart. And God actually did. So after about 10 years, God gave me another bouncing baby girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Thank God.
So what am I saying? I believe in the Bible says that all things work together for good to them that love God. So during that period of waiting, I was asking myself, what do you think she has given birth to that baby? And the baby is an imbecile. Or she has one, issue or the other. I wouldn't have been able to bear that. But I'm telling you, the two girls that God gave to me, I'm so satisfied with it.
Oh, wow.
They are doing very well. So I want to encourage the person in question. Just let her commit everything to the hand of God. God will comfort her soul.
Amen.
He's not the owner of our life. He should not allow the person to say, yes, we are humans, we are bound to feel that way. The issue of separating or getting apart, that's not actually something. Let them get something, they get themselves busy with one of the good things around, commit themselves to God. They take it as if it is the will of God. Then let them go ahead and move ahead.
Okay.
It's God that gives baby.
Can I ask you a couple of questions, please?
Yes.
Number one, I said this before, that as a man, I really want a man to share the pain, because we look at it, it's very obvious when a woman loses a child, and you see the pain is glaring, everyone is holding on and checking on the woman. But how do you explain the pain of a man? Because I want people to hear that it is a real thing, that men also grieve through this process. And how did you manage yourself through that grief?
Yes. Yeah. The makeup of man is quite different from that of the woman.
Yes.
Yes, it's very, very obvious for everybody to see that she's grieving that over there. But as a man, I was able to handle that through the help of the Holy Spirit of God. God actually comforted my heart, and I was always by her, encouraging her that God will do it again. And she believed me, and we just left everything in the hand of God. And before you know it, after 10 years, we had our baby. I don't care how many years it takes. I don't care how many years it takes. God has given me a baby, has given me a baby.
True.
And I'm glad about it.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask you, how long is too long before you try again? Because he said he has asked her, he has tried to console her. It's not happening. He says, nothing I say is right. I can't say or do anything right. And he said, I have also reached out to say, let's try again. But she doesn't want to hear of it. It's 9 months now that they lost that child. How long is too long before you start talking about trying again?
I believe that with time heals. It doesn't matter how long. It can be a year. It can be 3 years. Okay? Because God is the owner of time.
True.
You can wait for 2 years and nothing happens. You can wait for 3 years, nothing happens. You can wait for 6 months, 1 year, nothing happens. But God means the time the baby will come in again. I'm not saying you try on.
Hello?
God determines the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
God determines the time.
You are not going to give time to your maker.
No, I'm talking about time to try again, not even achievements.
You can try other means, medical means, and all that. Okay. But you cannot actually predict the time. I waited for almost 10 years. I occupied my house with some other things, business, going to work, just activities, believing God that one day it will come to over 10 years. I just got myself, remove my heart from what actually happened then, and focus on God.
Which takes me to the last question I want to ask you, please, before I let you go, sir. It is the part of he's trying, but everything he seems to be trying is not working. How does he reach into this woman and remind her that we are supposed to be in this together? Because right now he feels like I'm on my own grieving, but she's not. I'm not even allowed to grieve right now. She's not even letting me in. So how can he reach out to her, reach into her?
Okay, like in my case, also it happens to my wife. I had to invite my wife's younger sister from Calabar to Port Harcourt.
Okay.
So he was always with her, talking to her also. So if she has somebody that she's very close to, that she listens to, that is so very, maybe from the family side or whatever, you can invite the person to come and talk to.
Okay.
So that can also work out.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for talking to us. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Wow.
Welcome.
I'm really grateful for that, for those insights so far. You can also share. We'll soon be out of here. So share your thoughts as soon as you can. 0705 6900927. That is 0705 6900927. Okay, let me take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Who's speaking?
Yeah, it's Princess from Festac.
Oh, thank you for calling, Princess from Festac. Talk to us.
Yeah. My advice I want to give to this family is that, number one, the man should be patient. It's not easy. And life happens. The hospital I worked before, our doctor, like the overall head doctor there, yes, lost his child. His wife was pregnant. He gave birth to the child, bouncing baby, healthy, fine boy. If they carry this baby and pass, if you don't turn your neck, that means your neck is paining you. Fine, healthy boy. Okay, the boy grew till 3 months. One night, the boy started feeling feverish. She called on her husband, which is the doctor. The wife is the matron of the hospital. The husband is the head senior doctor, like the CEO of the hospital. Right. So she called on the husband that, see, this baby is feverish. Okay, they ran around, gave him medication as a doctor now. This boy died though. He died.
Oh, wow.
So if that family as the doctor, like the man and his daughter, couldn't prevent the death of his child, this life happens, my sister. I know it's not easy, but let her just take it as the will of God. She should just, my own advice for the man is that she should live the life.
Hello? Oh no, please come back. Please call us back. I want to hear that advice. And yes, thank you for sharing that, because if a whole doctor, the head doctor of the hospital, can still lose their child after, you said the child had a cough or cold and it escalated. So if that can happen to them, then no one is above mistake. And the truth is, it's not even a matter of mistake. Sometimes there's some things that are unexplained. You can't explain them. You can't put them into words. So thank you for sharing that part. But I really wanted to know what you thought, in terms of advice. So please call me back. Call me back before the show is over. It's 0705 6900927. That is 0705 6900927. We're about to wrap up, and if you're just tuning in, this is Let's Be Real on Super 92.7, the drive time, the evening drive time. Hold on a second, I think I'll take a call. Hello?
Hello, Chioma, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Ike.
Hi, Ike. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ayobo in Lagos.
Right. Go ahead. Talk to us.
Okay. Yes, I've been listening to the program, and it's quite pathetic for the couple. But I think there are a few things that they are doing that is not right.
Okay.
Thinking of separating is not even the option, because anything could happen within the period of separation to both of them, and then I think it's a healing process. It's a time that they need to, I think a sister called and suggested prayer that works. Is a time coming together. You ask the question, how soon or how long should it take for them to come? As soon as, in fact, almost immediately. Come together is going to be I'm telling you, almost immediately. It will bond them more. They will find time to laugh, to talk about the issues themselves. Withdrawing is going to create a lot of grief for this couple. Talking about, I had experience from my elder brother. His wife gave birth, and same day they called me that the wife just gave birth, and I was on my way to see them. Suddenly they called that they just lost the baby. What happened? They said there was a cord on the neck, and she was not supposed to give food. They were supposed to operate her, but she's stressed, and the baby just came out weak. Yeah. And then, so for the man, the way men mostly grieve is that they withdraw from almost everybody around them. They withdraw. And then they tend to advise to the wife in a way. They go secretly somewhere and cry, and they try to pretend to the wife so that the wife too will not feel bad.
Right.
They too feel bad because he wants to have a baby,
absolutely,
just as same as the wife. But because of the pain, and he doesn't want the wife to see his countenance, so he takes solace somewhere in loneliness, and that alone affects him more. It gives him more pain.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people to come to remind him anything. He just wanted to be alone. Even in the place of work, he wouldn't want to raise it or to discuss it. So I think for me, I want to pray that they should come together and reason together, pray together. The lady should not be thinking about that. Nobody should ask her. 9 months is too long for crying out loud. It's too long for them to wait. Almost immediately, there are people that their baby will just go, just like the experience I shared. By the next month, she conceived again. And to God be the glory, she had the baby, and the baby is grown now. So I think withdrawing is not
the way forward.
Option. It gives the devil opportunity to come in, because he can go and partner with somebody out there, and before you know, that one will conceive and then have a baby, and then he will be feeling that it's the wife that has issue. The same can happen to the woman as well. So
right.
Staying together, I think, is the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Who's speaking?
This is Stanley.
Hi, Stanley. Where are you calling us from?
Calling from Abba.
Thank you for calling, Stanley. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just telling you now. So, I just want to be happy to thank God to, right?
Okay.
Something happened on Monday, okay?
Okay. Stanley? Oh, I wanted to hear what he had to say. Do call us back. I know that we're wrapping things up right now in the studio. I'm not alone. Hi.
Hey, Chioma, how you doing now?
Fine. How does he feel to meet me at this time of the day?
I don't know if I'm not used to it, you know what I'm saying, but that's just our job. Some things that get thrown at you that you're not used to. Call it Nigerian weather.
I know.
You can never be using Nigerian weather. You can never be using
God.
Nigerian weather. I don't know, man.
Okay, so I know you're just, stepping in.
Yeah.
Well, the story is that this man says, my wife and I have been married for 5 years and tried so hard to have a child the first 3 years, but had 2 miscarriages. So in April 2023, my wife took in again, and this time we had a baby girl.
Hallelujah.
In August last year,
Okay.
our baby died of what we first noticed and wrote off as a cold. Turns out she had a very bad infection and we caught it too late. Since then, my marriage has been worse than sour. My wife started by blaming herself for our child's death, and I've been telling her it's not her fault. She even says I blame her secretly, but I don't. I was even angry with myself for not being present enough. I can't do or say anything right. To be honest, I'm at the point where I don't think our marriage will make it. Even when I try to forget, my wife's sadness reminds me of our loss every day. And the last thing she wants to hear is that we should try again. At this point, I'm thinking the only way we can heal is by going our separate ways. I just had to share with someone. Please help me.
Going the separate ways is never the answer.
Right?
Because the truth about it is that it's hard to face these difficult things. But that's what makes a marriage worthwhile. Facing this difficult and crazy storms.
Going past through it together.
You know what I'm saying? But sadly, in our generation, a lot of us just want to just look at the problem and cower away. And then we say, it wasn't meant to be.
It's also because I feel like the man is also grieving.
He's grieving. He's grieving, but he
grieve.
hasn't voiced out his grief. He hasn't shown it. And that's something that a lot of us men, we don't know how to do. I don't know how. I don't know why. But we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to do it. We go through loss. Okay, I'll say, for example, now, like my old man, when he lost his closest brother, I didn't see this man weep. And that man was like literally like a second father to me. Like I know that if anything happens to my dad, I know I have a dad somewhere. Like he is literally has always been there. And if we need to get the news that, gone, uncle is gone, I'm like, how? I didn't see this man cry. I didn't see this, but I knew he was hurting.
It was hurting.
And I look at myself, Kenny, you're hurting, but how are you not showing that you're hurting? Even me, I was like, wait, what's wrong with my gender? How do we process this pain? How do we process our grief? It's something that a lot of us men need to actually sit down and have conversations about.
I agree with you.
Men are grieving, but they don't even know how to even process or even talk about it. So when women get angry at us, like, just talk to me, we don't even know how. It's funny, but a lot of men don't know how.
I feel like that's a whole conversation.
It is.
Learning the process of grieving.
That's it right there.
As a man and as a woman.
Facts.
And then as a couple.
As a couple.
We
Very
should
important.
one of these days talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, I have a message before I step out of the studio because my time is up pretty much. I'm like buying time from Kenny right now. It says, good evening, my beautiful family. It's really painful to lose a child. I actually had 4 miscarriages and it wasn't easy. I too went into depression at some point because I was wondering why that was happening to me. I felt I was the only one going through that pain. My husband tried all he could to make me happy, but I wasn't happy. It took me a while with prayers. One day, I heard the Holy Spirit talk to me. What if I died during those evacuations because I had to have evacuation done to remove the retained product?
Yeah.
It was so painful, but God healed me. And I have 2 kids now because my husband stood by me.
Hallelujah.
And I prayed about it.
That's what's up.
I feel they need each other. The more now, he should keep praying for her. It's not easy.
He shouldn't give up.
Everybody's different. Separation is not an option.
Yeah.
That woman needs help.
She
if
does.
possible, she should seek counseling.
She
This
does.
is Chika from Lagos. Thank you so much, Chika.
God bless you for that. That's very, because this a baby has grown inside her, and it's a whole different level of pain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's like a fantastic way to live
to wrap it up.
But I
appreciate
think I'm
that.
going to reiterate a few things that people have mentioned.
Yeah.
Number 1, The truth is, you can never absolutely plan for life
You
and
can't.
death.
You cannot.
Yeah, you can never
can't.
plan for death. Somebody talked about how a doctor of a big hospital, the head doctor, his wife gave birth and all, and then one day the child was sick and they were treating the child, as they knew how, and the child died. So it's nobody knows it all. Even as a doctor, if your child can die,
you can't know it all. You can't know it all.
Another thing that people have talked about is praying for her, praying for the family. So everyone that is going through it right now, from our hearts, we pray for you that God will give you, 1, the fortitude to bear the loss.
Yes, it is.
2,
Yes.
he will heal your heart. 3, he will also remind you that he loves you and he's got a plan, because God always has a plan.
That's right.
And then he will cause you to be comforted, and may he actually cause you guys to come closer. Because there's nothing as painful as when both of you are sharing a loss and literally cannot share the moments together.
But you know what? There is nothing sweeter than when both of you come out of this loss
Yes,
and celebrate together.
Absolutely.
There is nothing sweeter.
Absolutely.
Take
And
it
of
from
course,
me.
she needs therapy. She needs
Of
help.
course. They both do.
They both do. He needs to get a chance to grieve. I think he's at that point where I can't do this.
Because
I
if
can't
I show
grieve,
if I show
I can't be
weakness,
here.
how am I going to be strong for my wife? A whole lot of things going through his head right now.
So much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for being a part of the show. Thank you all for also having me hang out with you and us talking the issues through together. Kenny, I've come. I'm going.
You're
I've
going.
conquered. I'm going. I'm handing over to Kenny.